see you there. Hi, I'm Rylan Twos. You're probably wondering why I have this party hat atop my head. Well, it's the 75th anniversary of Whitefish Bay High School. But you know, before we can progress to the 100th anniversary, let's take a moment to review the first 75 years of the school. Pressed for time, you say? Well then, let's do it the American way. 75 years and 75 seconds. Go! In the beautiful northern town of Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, children attended the Henry Clay Schoolhouse, where I stand today. However, if I stood here in 1918, I'd burn to death because the school caught flame and fell to the ground. So the children were sent to Richard's School. But over the course of the 20s, the population of Whitefish Bay would increase from 882 to over 5,000. Clearly, a new school would be needed. So Whitefish Bay purchased 14 acres of land from the Wisconsin National Guard for the purpose of constructing Whitefish Bay High School.
October 3rd, 1932. School opens. In the school's virgin year, there were 86 students, comprised of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, hailing from Fox Point, Bayside, and present-day Glendale. If any of them were caught ditching class to listen to that devil jazz music, they'd get an earful from Old Man Healy, the school's first principal, a man of many faces. The classrooms were significantly more black and white than today's. Bay had a theater in what is now the study hall room, a workshop that still lurks below the building as storage, and an expansive clinic, because in those days there was a good deal more to be sick from. Throughout the 1930s, happiness steadily decreased, yet Whitefish Bay's population continued to rise like King Kong up the Empire State Building. It would reach nearly 10,000 by the decade's end. High school enrollment climbed through the 300s, and the new student body enjoyed dances, sports, religious holidays, chess, drinking alcohol, holding women to absurd standards, and of course, school spirit, as demonstrated by this ancient Whitefish Bay limerick, sung at various sporting events.
Cheer, cheer for old Whitefish Bay. Beer, beer for John Pandle's fame. While we all go out for gin, we never let the freshmen in. We're always sober. We never fall. We sober up on wood alcohol while our loyal sons go marching down to the brewery. Your pep, you got it, now keep it. Doggone it, don't lose it, your pep. Sis, boom, skyrocket. Shorewood is a dirty place. All the girls wear silk and lace. All the boys wear a funny face. That is why we hate the place.
Throughout the 30s, the school's athletes were referred to as the Scrappy Bays. You're probably thinking this was an allusion to their poor sports ability, but it was not.
The Scrappy Bay, now extinct, was an amphibious sea critter common to these parts. Though there is no recording of it, this is what it may have looked like.
Clearly, the school was in dire need of a new name. Then, when all hope seemed lost, in the summer of 1939, the sports editor of the Tower Times, Matt Pale, could no longer write, as he was involved in sports himself and might be tempted to describe his own awesomeness. This provided an undraped window of opportunity for Junior Larry Roth to enter into the position of head sports editor, with his face-melting vision for Bay's new nickname. Let's reenact his history-altering thought process.
Don't like the Scrappy Bays much. Duke University's good. They got the Blue Devils. Can't steal their name, though. Blue? Duke? Blue Dukes. Not too good. But not too bad either.
The name stuck for 70 years, and why there is no platinum Larry Roth statue, I do not know. Bay pride was furthered in 1944 when Robert J. Stamp wrote the Tower Song, which is still sung today by the Tower Singers. The 1940s brought America into the war, and Bay students lent a helping hand to Uncle Sam. Unfortunately, while most students gave support through fundraising and rationing, others gave their very lives for this country and are still remembered to this day on the plaque outside the Memorial Gym. 1944, the school obtained a new principal, Carl Rose, seen here dancing. Another of the school's leaders was Coach Chester Wangren, who led the Whitefish Bay track team to not just 1, not just 9, but 16 consecutive state championships from 1937 to 1952.
True or false? Jesus Christ attended Whitefish Bay High School. True! Actor Henry McKinney graduated from Bay in 1945. McKinney's then changed his name to Jeffrey Hunter and starred as Jesus Christ in the 1961 film King of Kings. The real Jesus, on the other hand, isn't welcome in our public schools. In 1949, construction on the Memorial Gym is complete, named such to honor the school's fallen. The nation entered the 50s, and Whitefish Bay decided to do the same. The school experienced a surge in materialism, the American dream, pool halls, and dark-rimmed glasses. Students spent time at Whitefish Bay's Big Boy and used their cars to explore new areas. In an effort to scare off commies, students joined the Rifle Club. Unfortunately, in '57, new English classrooms were added. Then, in '58, the auditorium was completed, allowing for more elaborate stage productions. 1962, the school slogan is changed from an acceptable place to learn to an exceptional place to learn. By the 60s, everyone had gotten a little tired of the American dream, and it was a time of great change. No change greater than the arrival of Bay's new principal in 1967, John Hagman. Many teachers saw Hagman as a flaming liberal, hot as the flames that torched the press box that year. His term in office saw 1969's construction and completion of the school's grande-sized field house, as well as a new English wing and a swimming pool filled to the brim with the wettest of water. In Hagman's third year of principality, he allowed students to protest the attack on Cambodia by sitting on the front lawn during classes.
By the end of the school year, the principal felt uncomfortable enough with some of us on the staff, I wasn't one of them, but some of us on the staff, as well as some voices in the community saying, how could you do that? Do you understand what the role of a principal is?
He realized he wasn't wanted in office any longer and resigned in 1970. Then, the baby boomers swarmed into Bay like the plague. The school reached its peak enrollment in 1972 with 1,360 students. In 1976, another epidemic struck the building. This time, it was a bug problem. VW bug, that is. Nearly a dozen students, aided by the rogue science teacher Mr. Bromley, managed to assemble the body of a Volkswagen Beetle within the pool and hang it above the chlorinated waters. In the process, Bromley was nearly fired and a student severed his finger. Bromley is also infamous for promoting open campus policy in which seniors could leave the school grounds during free periods. Yet these rules were eventually shut down by the state of Wisconsin. The enormous student body had one thing in common. Pretty much everyone was white. All that changed with the implementation of the 220 program. Students from the city of Milwaukee began attending Bay, and the school became a Caesar salad of ethnicity.